She's just a javelin away from dying, and I know I'm gonna be resetting a lot because of Laura.
No shine barrier. I hope Laura dies now. Laura, let's
No, what the fuck?
Field compilation. This entire LP.
Three years passed. Dayin mustered all of its formidable military might and cut a bloody swath through neighboring Crimea in a sudden invasion. Dayin was defeated, however, and the dreams of its ruler, Mad King Ashnard, died with him.
To a wrath resolve Ike.
Ashnard's son, Peleus, possesses a gentle sincerity that is a bright counterpoint to his late father's violence and duplicity.
Almost like they're not related.
Ill-suited though he seems for these troubled times, his presence is a welcome sight to Micaiah's eyes.
I just want this guy to read me bedtime
Peleus,
stories.
declared rightful heir to the throne, finds his name becoming a rallying cry for Dayin. At his side is the only person he believes can lead his liberation army.
Yes, so,
the
I mean,
silver-haired maiden.
Tacticians are important.
Very, very, very important.
Soul's personality is literally just protect Micaiah.
Pretty much,
It's pretty awful. I hate it.
And kick people in the face. Alright, Chapter 6, Raise the Standard. So we're gonna be benching all the bad units. And replace them with Jill, Zihark, and Tauroneo.
And Meg.
And Meg, yeah, actually. Alright. So, but first we gotta do a little bit of basing. So, first things first, we got 2 conversations. This one gives us a little bit of gold, and
wow, so much.
And the other conversation also gives us gold. Isn't that lovely, Mekkah?
Love gold. It's my favorite.
Kaboosh. We got 3 new amazing units that we gotta talk about right away.
Yes.
However, let's talk about them in the battle preparation so we get cool music in the background.
Sure.
So let's first enter the shop. Should I get anything here, Mekkah? Or should we just forge?
I would not get anything unless, like, it depends on who you want to use long term, maybe. But I think you can buy all these in part 3 if you want. The card is worthless. The only thing I would maybe buy is javelin hand axes, but I think forges are better than these.
Probably. I think you can even forge javelins and hand axes, can't you?
Not at this point, but later on, yes.
Yeah, and by the way, like, it's so funny, like you could buy a light in the last chapter, like, as a special item, and now they're just available in the fucking armory, so that's kind of
It's the same price, right?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, 2,240, yeah, it's pretty dumb. It's pretty fucking
It's also
dumb.
a pretty bad spell.
It is a really bad spell. Like, Thania has more might, and you'll never run out of Thania uses. Like, you'll literally never run out of Thania uses.
Especially after part 1 is over, and Micaiah never really has business attacking again.
So we get Renewal and Beast Foe. We don't need Beast Foe yet, but Renewal, I think we just sell this. Don't you agree?
I generally sell it. If I don't sell it immediately, I like to put it on Volu because he has the most HP, but it's not a whole big difference maker.
I mean,
You don't need to sell it right now if you have enough gold to forge something. Depending on if you want to forge something, I would like both Jill and Nolan to have a forged iron axe.
Yeah, let's go and forge an axe for Jill. I think that's probably a good idea. So let's
Wonder
just
how
go.
badly we'll fuck up forging this time.
We'll
Maybe
try
hard
not.
to do,
We'll try not to. So I think 10 hit and 8 might is good.
Yeah, I love the forge colors in this game.
Can you actually
Different
reduce?
places.
Can you?
Yeah, you can reduce it to cost gold, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, same as in Path of Radiance. All right, what color should we get? Red?
I like red.
Yeah. Is this red or is this
I always
red?
make it red or like I always make my things. I feel like red, black, or green. I feel like those are the coolest colors.
Yeah. All
My
right.
favorite color is actually blue, but it's not the favorite for weapons.
Why is forging so fucking cheap in this game?
I don't know, man. I think in there's actually a difference between English and Japanese. I think in Japanese you have to use coins or gold or something, or fortune coins.
Yeah.
And for English they were like, no, those Americans can't handle that shit. So
Mekkah, pick a card.
any card but 2, I guess. But like they're all the same.
Pick a card!
2.
Okay. Wow, thanks a lot, Mekkah. We got the Vine card.
Oh, damn! Should have picked 3. That was also fine.
That doesn't help you, sorry. But now we can blame Mekkah. So what should we call the Joel Forge?
I know that whatever I say, it will be fucked up. Kill Jill.
Yeah. There we go. We'll try not to do that.
Oh yes, you didn't do it.
I didn't.
Jail's
Wait.
full.
Oh,
She's too racist. More
whoops.
shit.
Alright, I'll just give it to Micaiah then.
Kaya's like, I'm gonna kill Jill with this axe.
Alright, anything else? I think we're good.
I think you have, like, you need to sell things if you want to forge something good. No.
Yeah, but is there anything in particular you think we should forge?
Depends on who you want to deploy. But I don't think
You
so.
can deploy everyone.
Oh, okay.
But I was thinking we give the energy drop and Seraph rope to Jill.
I like that. And you already spent the Draper Shield, so I guess there's no use for begging for that.
Yeah. There we go. I think that works out pretty well. And then let's give her the kill Jill. I think we're good. You know what? I'm just gonna do the Volug. We can always take it off him later, right?
Yeah. You don't need the gold right now. You can just make use of the skills.
Yep. And I think that's about it. We can support some people together if we really want to. I mean, we can do like Leonardo, Ileana, just for fun.
The only thing I think from this UI is like it lights up as if they have a support available a lot, but a lot of the time it's like, oh, you can support with Micaiah, but you'd have to break up Soth and Micaiah or something. So
yeah, it's annoying.
you actually don't really want to do any supports a lot of the time.
Oh, no.
Oh.
And then I think I just do Aaron, Laura. Why not? You know?
Sure.
There's no
I
point
think
in...
it grows a bit faster than the...
They do. I think they grow extra fast. Same with Edward Nolan. I think anyone that starts out in the Dawn Brigade, they support pretty quickly. And yeah, I think that's probably about it. So let's go.
Yeah, this game really has the best support system, just not the best support conversations.
Yeah, well, they're non-existent pretty much.
Hey, let's work together. Okay, cool. Don't die. Fine.
Okay. Gotta give us the killing edge to Magnon. Sure. Steel Sword to Mag probably works. Alright.
Works. Works. Quote unquote works.
Okay. So it's time for chapter, let's see,
161.
161 right here. So, this is like a two-parter. I don't really know why. It's like probably some story-related reasons why.
To screw you over out of support points.
Anyway, Mekkah, you said something about putting on battle experience. How to do that?
Bonus XP display, right there.
There we go. Oh,
Right there. So now at the end of the battle, it will show you how much bonus experience you got from the chapter.
Oh, that's cool then. Okay. Right. So, this is chapter 161. The clear bonus for this one is 300 experience, and if we clear it in, you guessed it, 10 turns, we get 150 bonus experience to boot. And part 1.1 and 1.6, no, 162, they have different. They're not joined as the Serenus Forest arcs. I don't really know. It's just like two separate chapters.
Yeah, but it does only give you one set of support points, unfortunately. So like,
oh, that sucks.
If you build up to like maximum support points for this chapter, you won't get more in 162. It's kind of weird how that works. But it's whatever.
We got some units to talk about. Let's start with this lovely lad over here. So, Tauroneo is back after getting, like, murdered on the first turn where he joined us in Path of Radiance, because he's a good unit.
That was a highlight, to be fair. It was really good.
I mean, he got crit. It was so dumb.
And then he got hit through Resolve. Amazing.
Yeah, so Tauroneo, he is a really good unit, and the one chapter he's available in, I guess it's technically two, since he's available in 1.6.2 as well. Like, his stats are ridiculous for this point of the game. He can, like, solo the maps with ease. Like, 20 speed, that's ridiculously fast for a general. Like, holy shit. He still has his Resolve skill, but I don't think you can take it off him.
Let me think. I think you can for now. You'll want to take it off of him before part 1 is over, for sure. I don't know if you can do it now. There's no real point in doing it now, I guess. You can take it off of him at some point, I'm sure, before part 1 ends.
Can you?
Yeah. He stays in your menu until the final part of part 1 is over.
But you can't field
him.
him.
To take it off. Come again?
But you can't field him.
No, you can't field him. You can still take his skills. You can still take a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay then. I was not aware of that. Thought you couldn't. Anyway. So, I mean, Tauroneo, he's like, yeah, he kills everything, but then he leaves, and I don't think he comes back until part 4?
3.
3, is it? Oh, okay.
3.12 is when he comes back.
3.12, so it's pretty late into part 3. At that point, he will, like, sort of be on par with the other units, maybe a little bit weaker compared to how well you trained your units up until that point. I actually used Tauroneo, and I think he worked out pretty well. Once he gets Luna, he kills everything, which is kind of nice. So I think he works as a marshal if you need him to. He's pretty fast, so I remember him doubling things, which is pretty cool. But he needs a bit of experience to make that work. But his growth rates are pretty good. Like, he's got a 50% speed growth. That's pretty good for a general. So I consider him pretty viable in the late game if you don't have like a bunch of good units at that point. Like, he works. But here, he's just here to like carry you through this part of the game before he leaves. So not really much to say about him. Resolve, can you remind me, Mekkah, how it works again? Because this is definitely a translation error. It says 20%.
It's basically what it says, but 50% instead of 20%.
It says 20%, but it is 50%. Now, of course, the Resolve Wrath combo is also nerfed because Wrath is at 30% instead of 50%, so you don't get Resolve Wrath until he's at 30%.
Oh, by the way, it doesn't boost strength, actually. It only boosts skill and speed.
Yeah, it only boosts. So it is very nerfed. I think they realized after Path of Radiance that Wrath Resolve was just fucking broken, and considering, like, what we saw Ike do, I sort of understand that completely. So... But it's still a skill that some people can benefit from. So I find it really hard to rate Tauroneo. I'm just gonna give him like a 3 out of 5 star rating. I think like he's really good in this chapter, but because he's not really available, it's hard to rate him any higher. And when he comes back, he's like serviceable, but he's far from the best unit in your game. But you can like field him if you need another unit. So he's a completely respectable unit in this game, but it's like not super good. Even though he appears broken, he's not really as broken as you think he might be because of his availability. I know I said I wouldn't be giving people minus points for poor availability, but I think in Tauroneo's case, I kind of have to. Because what's the point in having a good unit if you can't field it, right? So yeah, that's what I have to say about Tauroneo. Yeah, what do you have to say about Tauroneo, Mekkah?
It's really hard to overstate just how ridiculously broken Tauroneo is in the few parts that you have him for part 1. He just kills everything and never dies. I've said this a lot about good units, but it's pretty rare in the Dawn Brigade to have an invincible unit like that. Soth, I think, kind of deteriorates at this point. He stops one-rounding like Armor Knights, for example. He can't do that anymore. Tauroneo, like, one-shots things, like, and he just kills everything. It's ridiculous. He's insanely good. Mobility is kind of low, but it's whatever. 161 and 162 aren't so big that he can't do anything. Might need a little bit of help getting to some places, but that's why we have Teal, I guess, if you really want him to help out. He's like, early on, I talked a lot about godly units replacing your normal serviceable units, and Tauroneo is the first one of those, the first one of many, in fact, to just trivialize chapters on his own if you want him to. So I think for part 1, he's definitely worth 5 stars. Then he leaves after one final, and he doesn't come back until 3-12. He's actually really good in 3-12 due to his starting position and 1-2 range, and I'll explain that when the map comes. He's really good there. 3-13, the only other part 3 map he is in as a playable character. He's not as good, but still usable as like a wall. He doesn't really want to kill anything, but he can do some good work. And then part 4, he's like a good filler. Like you said, he's like serviceable, but not great. He would need some help getting his speed up to par, because in part 3 he doubles most things. Most human enemies that he faces, not the Lygus generally. But part 4 he needs some help getting his speed up to par. He needs to promote 3rd tier, get that speed growth going, and then he can do some work still. I would take Resolve off of him before he leaves, because it's really not that great on him. It's actually pretty hard to get him below half HP. There's a Hammer Knight in this map that lets you do it, and everything else is kind of tingsing. So part 1, like 5 stars, part 3, 4 stars, and then part 4 is like 3 stars. But he's also never really around, so I really want to dock like 1 star for not being available much. Well, I end up at like 3 stars personally, but again, doesn't really reflect how good he is right now. Right now, he's a 5-star unit, so keep that in mind.
Right. I found a typo. It's pretty funny, actually. It must be some sort of translation issue or something. It says here that you actually lose if Tauroneo dies. But I don't know if this is actually possible, so that's kind of funny. They actually
unequip him and have him fight the Hammer guy, and you'll find out.
I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, right. He's actually plot important, sort of.
He is. Then, let's take a look at everyone's favorite little social justice warrior. It's Zihark. So Zihark, he is, okay, so let's just, everyone who's like, oh, Edward is good if you're freedom kills. Alright, so I think we can all agree that my Edward has done really well. He's leveled strength and speed almost every single level up. So, 11 strength versus 17 strength. 13 skill versus 22 skill. 17 speed versus 23 speed. 10 luck versus 11. Oh no, just 1 more point of luck. 7 defense versus 13 defense. 0 res versus 11 res. This is why Edward is not a good unit.
But Mangs, Zihark is a promoted unit. Of course he's going to be better than Edward. If you just train Edward, he will be better than Zihark.
So, I know that, like, you know, comparing units is not always representative of why they're good. Like, yeah, sure, you should still use Edward for the chapters he's in, but it's like, how do you justify using this over this. Like, I don't get it. Not to mention, okay, well, let's actually talk about Zihark as a unit instead of just comparing him to Edward. So Zihark, he's ridiculously fast. He doubles pretty much everything in part 1. He comes with the killing edge, which you can use right off the bat, which you can kill most units with. He has Adept. Yeah, sure, you can take Adept off him, but he gets it for free, which is kind of nice. He has the coveted Earth affinity, which is the best affinity in the game. You can, like, if you really want to do a good support, you can do, like, Zihark Nolan, which is just completely fucking broken. They get, like, 43% avoid or something from it at A rank, which is ridiculous. He has very good growth rates. I mean, like, his strength growth of 35% is a little bit iffy, but 75% skill and 70% speed is really good. He'll cap speed for sure, skill too. And then you can use bonus experience to, like, cap out his strength if you want. He comes with A rank in swords, so his weapon ranks are really good. I just think Zihark is a really good unit. Yeah, sure, luck to 1 range is a bit annoying, but then keep in mind there are wind edges in this game, and Zihark actually got the stats to use them pretty reliably, so it's not like he's locked to one range. So I think Zihark's a really good unit. Like, normally I think I'd rate him like 3 stars, but I think because of his Earth affinity and his good basis, I'm gonna give him 4 stars. Because I think he's a really serviceable unit. I think he's around for as long as Edward is too, so at this point there really is no excuse. Might be wrong on that though, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's around for as long as Edward is. You can also, like, make him desert and join the Grail Mercenaries. I think you need, like, an A rank support with someone, if I remember correctly, I think with Leth. But you shouldn't do this. This is not a good idea, because I think the Dawn Brigade needs Zihark more than the Grail Mercenaries need Zihark. But he's a good unit, and I really like him, and he's better than Edward for sure. What do you have to say about Zihark?
I like Zihark just fine. I think it is Mordecai supported Path of Radiance. I talk about it like, is it Zihark or Zihark or something? It's kind of cute. I think it's supposed to be Zihark, but I'm probably going to say Zihark sometimes, because that's just the way I read it. I like him decently as a unit. His offense, especially in part 1, is absolutely bonkers. As you said, he has Adept, he's super fast, he doubles everything. He uses the Killing Edge, he can use the Brave Sword, which I think you get next chapter from, like, an info conversation. And all of that just contributes to him being ridiculous. I think he also has a slight crit boost. From Swordmaster, he's going to get
plus
even
10,
more.
Yeah.
And then as a True Blade, when he promotes, he gets even more critical, and he gets Astra for even more, just ridiculously attacking many times. So his offense is great. His durability right now it's fine because he's very dodgy and pretty tanky compared to most Dawn Brigade units, except the likes of Tauroneo. But in part 3, it is a serious issue. In part 3, the Lagus, they are very accurate, so it's hard to dodge them reliably, even when trying to, like, put him in forest or trying to support him. But it's just very hard to dodge Lagus reliably in part 3. And at that point, it becomes like a bit of a gamble to expose Zihark on enemy face. He's more like a guy that you just send out to kill one dude, and then you surround him, or you kill everything near so he doesn't die on enemy face. It's a bit more tricky to use. And the last time I tried using Zihark with, I think, Nolan to support him, even though they had, like, a high avoid support thing, I didn't really like it all that much. I mean, I guess I just have higher standards for my clears, I guess, but I wasn't really a big fan of it. But I can see why people like it. I can see why people like the idea of, like, a 40 plus avoid bonus. I can see where it could be good. It's just not really my cup of tea. So Zihark, I don't really know what to rate him overall. I don't really like him for part 4 all that much, but he can be fine. I guess overall he is good enough for, like, casual play. I'm kind of blinded by playing fast and, like, watching a lot of speedruns, so I think if I give him 3 stars, that just gives the wrong impression. So as, like, a recommendation guide, I will give Zihark 4 stars. I think he's a good enough unit, and he doesn't take that much work. He does need some help in part 4 though, because Dawn Brigade generally ends up pretty underleveled, so he needs some help to get to 3rd tier, and if he gets to 3rd tier, he's pretty good. But he needs some help to get there with, like, bonus experience or Paragon, that kind of stuff. Bonus experience especially helps, because as you said, it patches up his suspect strength and defense.
Right. And for this one, I'm just gonna let Mekkah go first.
I was hoping for this. All right.
Yeah.
All right,
so here you go. Talk about your waifu.
Okay, so Kanas is, like, really cool in FE7 because he's just...
Right. Okay.
Other waifu. Okay, so
Yeah.
Makai now.
Talk about the good unit.
Which good? Okay, fine. Okay, so the thing with Jill is, like, I always advocate, like, putting a lot of investment into her. I've been talking about feeding her the Angelic Robe, Draco Shield, Energy Drop, bonus experience, Master Seal, all that stuff. I wouldn't do that if there wasn't a good reason for it. A lot of the time people say, like, well, I can make Amelia or Meg or Fiona or Nino or whatever good with a lot of investment. And I say, well, you could make anyone good with that kind of investment. So it's not really a point in their favor to give that much investment and then be good. But the thing with Jill is, She uses the investment so much better at such a higher efficient rate than everyone else that I think it's worth it. She is the best long-term prospect with Dawn Brigade by far because she has such a good combination of traits that let it work out. The first one is being flying. Just the Dawn Brigade has no other long-term flyer. They get Vika and that's it. And Vika isn't around for very long. And Jill is just so much better on the long term. So she flies over terrain. She can canto back and forth. Canto is broken in this game. There's a lot of terrain, especially in part 3. There's just so much terrain to fly over, and it increases her flexibility so much to have those wings. It's absolutely insane. She uses Axis, the best weapon type, especially in hard mode where there's no weapon triangle. So she has the most might. You can give her forges to patch up the accuracy problems, and it's just the strongest. She gets the Brave Axe. She can use Beast Foe to one-shot things if you want her to, or she can use Paragon. She's a pretty high base level. It's pretty easy to get her to promotion. She has good growths. I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but I know her speed growth is like 60% or something.
65%.
Come again?
65%.
Yeah, it's insane. Her strength is a bit more suspect, which is why I like the energy drop on her. And
45%.
Yeah, it feels like a lot less sometimes when I use Jill. So sometimes I had a Jill. Actually, I played Radiant Dawn a while ago in like normal mode, and I had a Jill that didn't level strength for a single time in her first tier, except for like the last level up. So she was just stuck with her base strength. But then even after that, I just started using bonus experience to patching her up, and she still kept strength pretty easily, in fact. So that's just, if you can come back from getting no strength at all in tier 1, in my eyes, that just shows how much how resilient you are as a unit. And what else is there? Well, she can defect to the Grow Mercenaries, but just like Zihark, it's good for Zihark and Jill to go to the Grow Mercenaries because they have access to a lot more XP, a lot more skills, a lot more resources. But it's bad for the team of the Dawn Brigade because they need her so badly to clear those maps. They really just want those good units around. They don't want to like invest a bunch of XP and then just let them go. It's just not good for them. So I definitely keep her on the Dawn Brigade. She's by far the best Dawn Brigade unit. Speed is insane. Defense and strength can be a bit more of an issue. HP too, but you have the ways to make up for it. And no one gets as much out of it as Jill does. No one gets as much out of getting more durability, more strength, and more speed than Jill does. It's just such a good investment. You should always use this unit. I get that it can't be for everyone to just put every resource into her, but that's just the way I like playing Radiant Dawn, and that's the way that just works best. It's also the way that like speedrunners play it, coincidentally. Last thing, transfers for her are also ridiculously good. I think she has a chance to cap strength, speed, and defense in Path of Radiance.
Yeah.
All that just makes her insanely good. Because right now, for example, I think some axes kind of weigh her down. Depends on her space strength. I think 11.
Yeah, she gets 15, she can wield Steel Axes unimpeded.
Yeah, and I think she might even have issues with Iron Axe, but I'm not completely sure. But with the energy drop and or some transfers, oh, she's actually fine, okay. But yeah, with the transfers, she starts off even better. It makes it much easier to one-round things with her, so... Good units. Even if you don't invest all these resources into her, I still think she's the best, but it will take a bit more time to get her going. But with investments, just absolutely bonkers. Ridiculously good unit, 5 stars.
Right. Well, you pretty much covered everything, so I'm just gonna mention like the few unimportant details that you didn't cover. Yeah, good unit, really good unit.
I didn't cover that.
Yeah, like good growths and all that. I think the only thing I can really mention is I really like to support her up with Har. They become an amazing duo together, especially considering they have a bond support in this game, and they support rather quickly as well. So, and since they'll be flying, you can like fly together with them in like Lynch's Gambit, and you can just fuck everything up, which is really cool.
You know, I don't even do that, because if you just split them apart, they cover more ground. They don't really need supports. But I can see how it works better to support 2 flyers than to support Jill with like no one or something.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't really know what else I can say. I agree with pretty much everything Mekkah said. So I rate Jill 3 out of 5 stars. I think she's a pretty... I'm just joking. 5 out of 5 stars.
Take you?
5 stars.
Where are my scissors?
no scissors, please. She's a good unit.
Gonna cut all your cipher cards in half.
Right. So that was a pretty long battle preparations. Let's go.
Yeah, we prepared with Jill.
Prepare with Jill! So yeah, I'm gonna try as much as I can to give kills to Jill, obviously. So just to show you how just fucking broken Tauroneo is, like, lol, what the fuck?
We're gonna, like, kill the guy with Tauroneo. I'm gonna do my best to give kills to Jill and then just kill the guy with Tauroneo.
This is kind of why I like bronze knives. Jesus Christ, are you dying?
Uh-huh.
I like to, bronze knife is great because it doesn't crit and deals enough damage to almost kill these guys, which is kind of nice. So I'm gonna kill this guy with the hand axe. I don't want to go any closer because of that archer over there.
Oh, doesn't she get weighed down by the hand axe, actually? Maybe that was what I was remembering.
Maybe. Maybe she does. But then again, I also remember that one thing that you forgot to mention is archers aren't effective against wyverns in this game.
There are Thunder Mages on the map, though.
Thunder Mages are, but Thunder is just a bad tome. Also, we forgot to mention really briefly, Jill is actually number 4 on the straw poll, so that's kind of funny. And Tauroneo is like number 40, and Zihark is number 21, so not particular. But then again, it's like 1,000,000 units in Radiant Dawn, so it's really difficult to be high up unless you're like an attractive woman or Har or Tibarn.
Or Aaron, apparently.
Or Aaron. Oh my god, I got
Edward.
so many fucking comments about Aaron. I'm gonna make a fucking Aaron compilation. There are like, have you read the comments on our Let's Play that just came out? I think I counted like 30-40 comments about I love Aaron because he's good and you're wrong. Like,
Good.
oh my god.
Sounds like a good candidate for Waifu, then.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, now, isn't it Waifu? Isn't that's actually units that people think are bad, but that you think are good?
I mean, the reverse is fine too. I've like the Lin analysis was basically a precursor to Waifu. And that's a unit that I think is bad, but most people think is good.
Right. Anyway, so there's also some hidden weapons on this map. There's a coin here, and there's an arm scroll here. Ninjas? What do you mean?
Hidden weapons.
Oh, right. Hidden items. There's an ob scroll here that I actually really want. There's also no boss on this chapter. It's just this guy, and he moves, by the way, so be careful. So yeah, I just gotta move out and kill the units, I guess.
Yeah, there are some reinforcements like Pegasus that come from like the top, the bottom, the right.
Yeah,
you can clear the map before that if you want to, but it's, you gotta make your moves right.
I doubt that. Anyway, let's have Meg be useful. There you go.
Shove lower, closer to the action. I like it.
Yeah, gotta do that, right? And also, I figured I'm gonna keep the Wind Edge on the mistake on Edward because CR can kill things without the use of that.
Fair enough.
He doesn't really need it, in my opinion. Like why would you need it? Like, he can kill pretty much everything. Oh, he's going for Baloo. That's fine, I guess.
I think everything else I'd like to range equipped.
Yeah, there's a lot of 2-range on this map, actually.
I mean, Valuk gets the same EXP from just dodging a hand axe as it would from, like, killing the guy.
This is true, actually. That's actually really funny. Oh, hi there. Just come out of the bushes, you know?
Just hiding, just chilling.